All right, this is the plan. So I've got this chunk of metal. It's not may not be thick enough. I'm hoping that that's going to be a strong enough piece. And then I've got this interesting piece of equipment here. This is actually a steering damper for a motorcycle, and has this bracket it comes with, and it has the connector at the end of the shaft there. I've got some bolts that fit perfectly through these guys, and then I'll have it bolt through to this plate, which I'm going to mount. I'm going to cut this so that I have two pieces, and I'm going to mount that to the tracker and see if we can get this mounted in such a way that it will help to dampen that oscillation in the wind. So don't know if it's going to work. This thing seemed, when I got it at first, it seemed a little bit stiff, even though it's fairly adjustable. It's on its lowest setting, but I can move it, so I think it's going to be all right. It's just a bit stiff to get it started, so hopefully, being that it's going to be essentially geared down quite a bit, given the location I'm going to have to put it on, because the travel is fairly short, so the array is going to move quite a bit, and this is going to move just a little bit. So hopefully that will mean that this resistance that it has isn't going to be too much. But we'll see what happens. I've got a little bit of work to do. It's not going to be too big a project, I don't think. I'm going to cut this plate, and then I'm going to heat it and bend it so that I have a couple of L brackets. I'll put some holes in and hopefully bolt it to existing bolt points on the tracker. I'm going to try and take advantage of the holes that already exist and not have to drill any new holes. And hopefully that'll both make it less work to do it, and it won't weaken the existing material by putting a bunch more holes in it. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna have some possibly welding to do, as well as some bending of the metal and cutting. It shouldn't be too big a project, but we'll see how it goes. And then it's not windy at all today right now. I think we've got maybe a couple mile-an-hour winds, so probably not going to be a good day to test it, other than to test whether or not the tracker is still able to move pretty freely, even with the damper on it. So we'll see how it goes. All right, well, it's installed, but unfortunately it's also completely useless. So it has full range of motion. It goes all the way in both directions, uses up all of the movement of the stabilizer, but it's useless. It doesn't do its intended job. So I guess the only solution is going to be to completely move the array down off of the berm and down into the front yard where it gets out of the wind, because the amount of movement in the oscillation that this gets from its oscillation when it's in the wind is not enough to even move the stabilizer, so it doesn't do actually anything in the wind. So useless, project fail.